Hey everyone, it's Bridget from Bree's Book Review. Today I'm going to be videotaping my January wrap-up and my February TBR. I am very sorry about the lighting. I normally like to videotape all of my stuff during the day when I get some natural sunlight coming in through the windows, but I have been working all day, so I only had maybe like an hour's time when there was actually light coming in through the windows and it still wasn't very good, so I ended up doing it now. And I have no ceiling lights, they're all lamps, and then it's got a weird yellow glow and it's got an angle that's kind of like facing down on my head and it looks really bad and I apologize. So I'm going to go as quickly as possible because for the month of January I read 10 books. So this is going to be a very long list because I have 10 for the month of January, and then my TBR list I decided to go all out and do 9 books. Let's get started. The first 3 books I read for the month I read on my iPad, which I cannot show you with my iPad because I'm actually recording on there right now. I don't know where the cord to my camera is right now, so I've been doing that on here for the last like 3 videos. So anyways, I downloaded the pictures though on my phone so I could show you the cover. The first one that I read for the month of January is Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll's Beautiful Creatures, and I gave that a 5 out of 5 stars. I very much enjoyed it. It was a long book, but it was very good, so it didn't take me that long to read it. The next book I read was book 2 in the Beautiful Creatures series, Beautiful Darkness, and I gave that a 4 out of 5 stars. The only reason it did not receive 5 out of 5 stars is because of Lena's character. I found her so annoying throughout most of the book. The fact that she didn't want to talk to Ethan throughout the entire time. The fact that she was basically being the biggest bitch in the world through that entire time. I was struggling at one point to read this because of her character alone, but Ethan pulled me through it because I love him, and the ending was very good, so I'm definitely going to pick up the next one. The third book that I read for the month, and the last one that I've read that I didn't actually have a physical copy for, was Ali Condi's Matched, and I gave that a 3 out of 5 stars. The only reason why I gave that a 0.5 higher than what I was planning on giving it is because of the ending. The ending to this book was really good, and I was finding myself very much wanting to read the next one after that, but the very beginning of the book was boring. I struggled to force myself to finish reading this book only because of my New Year's resolution where I said I was going to finish a book before starting another one, and the ending saved it, basically. The ending was very good, the last 50 pages or so, and I can't wait to pick up the next one. Hopefully it's not going to do the same thing to me and be boring for half of the book again. The next book that I picked up was City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, and I gave that a 5 out of 5 stars. Of course, along with that theme, I then read City of Ashes, which is book 2 in the Mortal Instruments series, and I also gave that a 5 out of 5 stars. The next one I read was The Farm by Emily McKay, and I rated that a 5 out of 5. This book I very much enjoyed. It was a new take on vampires. I would say sort of like vampires meets zombies, so if you like that sort of thing, I definitely recommend this book to you. The next one I read was Stephanie Perkins' Anna and the French Kiss, and this was one of my very first contemporary books, and I have to say, why did I have a problem with contemporary? I loved this book. I found it so cute, so adorable, and I cannot wait to read the others by this author. And I rated that, obviously from the way I'm ranting about it, 5 out of 5 stars. The next one I picked up was the very first one that I read by this author, and I was struggling to pick which one I wanted because I have almost all of his book, and that is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, and I rated that 4 out of 5 stars. The only reason I did not rate that 5 out of 5 stars because it was had very deep lessons to learn in here. The only reason I wasn't the biggest fan of it was because of how sad it was. I need happy endings in my books. I have a problem with sad endings, and I didn't like that it was sad but I should have known from the start. I mean, the character had cancer, so I knew from the beginning that it was going to be sad. So the next one that I picked up was Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, and I rated that 5 out of 5 stars. And the last one for the month, which really surprised me, was Duff by Cody Keplinger. I found myself very surprised by how much I liked this book. I rated it 5 out of 5 stars. The cover really turned me off in the beginning, and I was very hesitant to pick this one up, but it was so popular, and I saw a lot of booktubers had read this or had it on their shelf, and I picked it up, and I'm so glad that I changed my mind and looked at it because I loved it. That was all of my January wrap-up. I'm now going to talk about my February TBR. The first book that I plan on getting read in February is one that I'm already in the middle of, and that's why it's probably going to be the first one, and that is Simon Holt's The Devouring. And I actually probably would have finished this in the month of January, but it is so scary. But it's super short, and I'm halfway through, but for some reason, I don't know what it is. It's some coincidence. I always happen to pick up this book at night, and it is a scary book. It is freaking me out right now. And I got a comment on one of my videos from a YouTuber. I think her name was, when I remember her name, I'll post a link to her booktube down below. But she sent me a message saying how scary it was. So I looked up she didn't really do a review on it, but she did mention it in one of her videos. And she said that she mentioned something about there being a axe-wielding clown in this book. And I have the biggest fear of clowns. I kid you not. And when I heard this, I was like really hesitant to finish reading this, but I am going to do it because I need to get over this whole being scared thing. I want to venture out into genres that I'm not used to, and I am enjoying it very much. It's just scaring the crap out of me. The next one for February that I plan on reading are two library books that I have to go back on the 16th of this coming month, so I'm going to try and do those first, and that is Anthony John's Elemental, and also Birthmarked by Kara O'Brien. Then the next one I plan on picking up is, I wanted to read another John Green book, and I have almost all of his books right here. I've got An Abundance of Catherines, Paper Towns, Fault in Our Stars, obviously. I have this compilation one called Let It Snow. It's a couple holiday stories, and he's got one in here. And I wasn't sure which one, so I looked up on Goodreads, and this one seemed to be the most popular, so I'm going to go with this one this month, and that is Looking for Alaska by John Green. The next one I plan on reading, I'm so excited, and I might have to cheat as far as, like, I wanted to finish the library. I might actually have to do this one really soon, and that is Stephanie Perkins' Lola and the Boy Next Door. The next one I plan on reading is The Last Dragon Slayer by Jasper Fforde. And of course, I still want to continue some of the series that I'm in the middle of reading, and so I wanted to do City of Glass, which is the third book in the Mortal Instruments series. And then I have two on my iPad that I wanted to read, and that would be Beautiful Chaos, which is the third book in the Beautiful Creatures series, and then the last one, which I'm actually in the middle of reading, so I'll probably finish it up here soon within the next few days, and that is Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion. That was my February TBR. If you have any thoughts on the books that you've seen, you can leave comments below. What are you reading?